What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the ridiculously ruthless Dr. Disaster. And as I was saying the other day, this ad right here with Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle has really irritated a whole lot of people for featuring something that men like and that women can aspire to. Make no mistake though, with the wave of censorship that has been sweeping through the internet, this right here is ultimately what they would love to go after.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this?
Oh look, an idiot. Let's point and lie.
So always keep in mind when we are fighting back against all this censorship that, yes, right at the moment, these payment processors which bullied the likes of Steam and itch into removing content from their platforms, they've pretty much just gone after the adult-oriented video games, and a lot of us don't play that stuff, but removing content like this ad right here is where they'd love to be eventually. Make no mistake, that is the end game. And that is why I am pleased to announce that we have made some headway in our fight against these cockroaches, to the point that, as you can see here, Mastercard responded to the controversy by putting out a statement.
It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
Naturally, this shit was disingenuous corporate speak where they essentially try to push blame onto someone else. But the important thing is that the campaign against these dingleberries has been making progress. People have been calling the customer service lines for Visa and Mastercard wasting the time of their operators and essentially just costing them a bunch of money and time, so that now Mastercard is no longer sitting with their head in the sand trying to ignore the controversy. They've had to move on to the next phase of corporate emergency procedure. They're acknowledging the issue exists. They're just denying any wrongdoing. But the official X account of Mastercard was community noted and ratioed by gamers because we have noticed their games.
You know, I know what you're doing right now, and I don't like it. So why don't you just shut your trap?
And to top it off, Valve called Mastercard out for their bullshit. They made it clear that Mastercard is indeed responsible for all of this by reaching out to Kotaku and telling them all about it. Mastercard may try to weasel out of this, but we are over the target, folks. This tactic has been a hell of a lot more effective than I thought it would, and that's amazing. The fact that we've gotten a response from these people, even a disingenuous one, is crucial. For whatever reason, these bigwigs at the payment processors really despise gamers, and they're trying to ruin what we love, so it is very important that we fight back now while we still can.
Keep firing, assholes!
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1, and I've also started uploading some content onto Rumble too, so make sure that you follow Dr. Disaster over there. But anyhow, let's take a look at what Mastercard's response to all of this was. This here is their official statement on the matter. They say, Mastercard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations. And this is a pretty weaselly way of trying to get out of this. They're leaning on the fact that there are several layers between them and Valve. Lots of business entities which work in their payment network. So, while it may be true that Mastercard didn't directly talk to Valve, it is disingenuous to say that this didn't happen. All of this whole kerfuffle didn't happen because they wished it into being. This is like the mob boss telling his underlings to whack somebody, and when the crime is discovered and the cops come after the mob boss, his defense is, well, I didn't do it, the guys who worked for me did. It's like, yeah, but it was on your orders, dude. And let's be clear, this is why Collective Shout is involved in this whole debacle in the first place. They are a patsy. These conniving turds at these financial institutions thought they could get us to focus on them because, of course, gamers have been right in the thick of the culture war stuff, but this ploy of theirs is not working. But let's read some more of what these idiots at Mastercard had to say. Our payment network follows standards based on the rule of law. Put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure Mastercard cards cannot be used for unlawful purchases, including illegal adult content. And this is where the community notes come in and really blow their narrative out of the water. It says here, both Steam and itch have stated their removal of adult content came from pressure by payment processors, including Mastercard. Furthermore, Mastercard and other payment processors have a documented history of refusing service to Japanese retailers over legal adult content. And to top it off, people have ratioed this tweet that Mastercard put out, hitting them with 6,500 replies, while Mastercard has only gotten 6,000 likes on a post with going on 7 million views. And I have to ask, what kind of person hits the like button on a soulless corporate statement? That's pretty weird. Seems to me like the sort of thing that bots would do. But anyhow, Valve also recently put out a statement through Kotaku. It is weird to see this outlet not be on the wrong side of an issue for once. Kotaku is usually the enemy, but anyhow. It says here, in a statement to Kotaku, a spokesperson for Valve said that while Mastercard did not communicate with it directly, concerns did come through payment processor and banking intermediaries. They said payment processors rejected Valve's current guidelines for moderating illegal content on Steam, citing a Mastercard rule. Mastercard did not communicate with Valve directly, despite our request to do so. Valve's statement to Kotaku said, Mastercard communicated with payment processors and their acquiring banks. Payment processors communicated this with Valve, and we replied by outlining Steam's policy since 2018 of attempting to distribute games that are legal for distribution. Payment processors rejected this and specifically cited Mastercard's rule about risk to its brand. And I would like to take this opportunity to point out that these same slimy turds at Mastercard, who are supposedly so concerned with their brand when it comes to Steam and the games that they offer, these same lying shitwagons haven't applied the same pressure to OnlyFans. They haven't come after HBO Max because, let's face it, all of the adult stuff that they claim that they don't like on Steam, all of that is available in spades in Game of Thrones. There's all kinds of adult material in that story, and some of it is even non-consensual. Personally, I don't have a problem with that stuff being in Game of Thrones. I like that story just like everyone else. After all, it's just a story, so why would I have a problem with it? But if these people at Mastercard were so righteous, if they thought that this sort of material was so bad, they would pull their services from HBO Max and blacklist them until Game of Thrones was taken down. But they won't do that because they are full of shit. So keep the pressure up. If you have the time and you want to help, reach out to the customer service numbers of Visa and Mastercard and waste their time. Be polite and be respectful, but tell them you aren't happy with the censorship and keep them on the line until they hang up. And also, as I say on every one of these videos about this subject, make sure to sign this petition if you haven't yet. This is a change.org petition urging the U.S. government to pass legislation that will stop this cabal of payment processors from using their monopolistic powers against the market. I will put a link in the description of this video to the petition so that you can sign it if you'd like. But in any case, I'm going to leave it there. Drop your contempt for companies like Mastercard into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.